Hey y'all, in for H&H here. A little bit of late night FT8 action. And I got FT8 running on my desktop now instead of the laptop, so it's a little bit different look than what you've seen before, but still I'm running dark mode. Actually, I'm running Windows in high contrast mode because I can't see real well with a white background. And that's what's resulted in the color scheme that you're seeing there with WSJT-X. I'm not actually having to run it in its dark mode, though I did shoot a video about that showing you how to do that in case you don't run a high contrast Windows theme. But it's going well. I'm running about 411 watts. From the Elecraft KPA 1500 over here on the left. I don't know if you can see it. You can see a little bit of it. Whoops, wrong left. There we go. So here it is right here. And I'm outputting, I'll show you when it transmits. Oh, it's no, it's not transmitting yet. Let's see, I'm going back to somebody. Okay, got this one. 411 watts. Let's go to, there was another one that was patiently waiting. Here he is. So we'll go back to him in a second, see, you'll see how much power I'm driving. I've got the power, the meter for the FTdx10 is set for power output. You know, I normally run on SWR, but for FT8 I wanted to see power output. So my output is about 9 watts into the Elecraft KPA 1500. Currently working, I think I'm working F4. Maybe he didn't come back to me. Okay, so, yep, nope, I'm working P. No, I'm still trying to answer this F4 station, but he's not coming back. So I'm going to go ahead and answer this one. PA8L. See how that works out. So yeah, 411 watts out of the KPA 1500 with 9 watts of drive. So PA8L gave me a negative 11. I had a plus 16 earlier, I think it was. It was an American station. Let me pan up here a little bit, zoom in. Just bear with me there. See, they're about 9 watts. And I've got the KPA 1500 software over here on the right. You see here, I've got it set up for vertical. You can make it go horizontal or vertical. And because of my screen layout doing FT8, I went vertical. I don't have Ham Radio Deluxe running right now because WSJTX is doing all the logging, and then I'll just upload that file, transfer that ADI file into Ham Radio Deluxe, and for that matter, ultimately to QRZ, so I can confirm these contacts. Taking a while to complete this one, the PA8L. That's 4 attempts to send him his signal report. Still outputting 411 watts. Oh, we completed it. All right, so I hope I didn't miss anybody. Well, that F4, I never did get that F4. And he was so patient. I'll try it one more time. Boy, Hungary's in there, Croatia, Switzerland, Estonia. This is rare for me, but I just got everything installed on the desktop. I finally replaced my old XP machine. I bought a refurb Dell, and therefore I was able to install the drivers for the FTdx10, which allowed me to use WSJTX with it over here on the desktop. I was running it with the laptop, which is over here where I film. While I do this, I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, the laptop's up there. It's in standby right now, but there's the PR40 that I speak into for the videos. There's the PR781 that I use with the 5000. And then for the FTdx10, when I'm doing sideband, of course, I'm using the Heil PR, or not PR, what are these things? ProSet Elite 6 headset, which I featured in a video just a couple of weeks ago. Well, let's see if we can work another one before I shut the video down. Here's Switzerland. He's calling CQ. Give him a shot. Yeah, he's fairly strong. 7. Look, you can see up there on the top. Let me zoom in. He's that bright signal up there on the top right. Right here. He's up at 2,550 hertz. Well, Switzerland's not coming back. There's Hungary. Oh, well, now the F4 station's calling me. I know you guys, if you work FT8, you've had this happen, you know. All of a sudden you got 3 calling you at the same time. And the F4 station was the last of a batch of 3 a few minutes ago. It's F4JGI. Says I'm plus 11. I've got him negative 15. Oh, got him. All right. So I'm using the ZS6BKW antenna, of course, 40 meters. It's my best antenna. Although at night, working Europe, the doublet does quite well. I could give it a whirl, but the ZS6 is working great. Doesn't require the antenna tuner. The antenna tuner in the amplifier is in bypass. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'll try this Hungary station. Some of these US stations are calling DX, so I'll leave them alone. Let's try hungry. Whoops, missed it. Who did I call? HP1DFA. You know, just as I was about to click, it moved. Well, 1,762 miles away. Now he's coming back. He gave me a -0.4. Interesting. I must not have a great lobe in that direction. I don't know. It could be just band conditions. But I've got a little something I want to show you at the end of this video. Let me work one more, and then I'm going to show you something about the FTdx10 and the way I configure it for FT8. Now, those of you who are executive or VIP Patreons have access to that very, very detailed color setup document that I created. But it is more targeting the newer versions of the FTdx10. When I say newer versions, those with firmware newer than mine. Mine is firmware V01-04. I never updated mine because well, I haven't had a bit of trouble from it. And the updates that they did pertaining to oh, I've got somebody IK8. Okay, I'll go back to him. So the updates were adding the presets for FT8 or for digital modes, and that's covered in the very first page of my my setup document for FT8, available through the Patreon portal. But my rig doesn't have the preset, so I want to show you the way I operate, and I don't see any reason why you couldn't do it even if you are using a rig that uses the presets. Because I toggle back and forth between sideband, CW, and FT8, and what I'm using is band stacking. So stay tuned, and I'll get to that in just a moment. Let me finish this contact. Well, I'm going back to him, and now he's not coming back. I may just cut this one short because I want to show you this tip. Oh, wow, there's Luxembourg. I worked them the other night as well. I think may have been the same station. Okay. I've tried to go back to this one 3 times. And now a 4th time. If he doesn't come back now, I'll move on. So I'm going to click the Enable TX. That way I won't send another try. We'll see if it decodes him if he comes back. No. Okay, so let me show you this tip. Bear with me, I'm going to move the camera a little bit. So I'll point it down at the radio. Now, you know, for you who have a newer version of the FTdx10, or those of you who have an older one like mine that updated your firmware, then you're going to, when you press the band mode at the bottom right, yours has presets. See, look, bottom right of mine is blank. Yours has preset. Let me move the camera over here a little bit. Bear with me. I'll point it up at the big screen. There we go. All right, so again, I'm tapping band or mode up in the display. I'll use the mouse, and you'll see that mine does not have the preset menu, but it doesn't matter. This is how easy it is for me to operate FT8. I'm going to go to the rig, and I'm going to double tap my band key. Now that band button, now that yours with the newer firmware, this is not how you cycle through your band stacks. You have to press the band key and then press function. I'm just double tapping the band key. And now it goes to 7.173 and everything loads up the way I want it for sideband, lower sideband in this case. And then I double tap it again. Again, with a newer version of the FTdx10, you'll tap band and function. Now, and by the way, yes, if you tap band and then you let go, it'll cycle through. Just tap it again, let go. When it times out, it cycles through. But if you double tap, it forces it. So there's my sideband. There's my CW. Just worked a European station on that frequency. And there's the back to data U. So you have triple band stacking with these radios. So that's the third band stack, if you will. So the first I've got in here, sideband, CW, FT8. And that's all I do to go to FT8. There's no going into, I don't go in here, I don't hit preset, I don't turn preset on and off. I don't have to do any of that. I was asking Yaesu about it when they rolled out the first update for the radio, and they said, yeah, well, we had some complaints from people saying that it was difficult for them to configure for FT8. I used the method that I show in that guide that's available for download on the Patreon portal for executives and VIPs. I use that setup method, though I did not use the preset thing because I don't have that on my rig, but I set it up like all those menu settings I show. I set that in mine. And when I want to operate sideband, I don't have to undo anything. I don't change anything. I just do it through the band stacks here. So I hope that will be a good tip for somebody. So if you're running the new firmware, maybe you could try that too, because data U is in there. I mean, it's in mine. See, there it is. That's all I do is make sure I'm on data U. And of course, I want to be on the 3 kilohertz roofing filter. So I hope that will maybe help somebody else. This is just not, it's not complicated. And the Yaesu tech I talked to said, yeah, we just had complaints from people, so that's why they put that upgrade or in the update they put the preset function. And those of you who have a history with the radio know that it then took several releases to iron out the bugs that were introduced when they added that preset function. Then the other things went wrong. In the software world, it's called regression. Regression. So now the current firmware seems to be stable, but I'm still on V01-04 and it works just fine for me. And you saw just with band stacking, I can just go back and forth between FT8 and sideband and CW. Okay, so I hope you found this tip helpful and informative. Thank you for watching the videos. Shout out to my Patreon support team who make these videos possible. Otherwise, I would not be able to justify the time involved in making the videos. So thank you so much to that Patreon support team, the members of that team who help me out tremendously every month. And if you would, please click that like button, smash that thumbs up. That helps out with YouTube. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you do subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video, usually a couple of weeks, maybe more if there's news to share. Okay, and finally, if you would, share this video link on social media, text message, email, or phone a friend. Hey, thanks for watching, and 73 from N4H&H.